Hey, hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Sunny Daze, the podcast that's good vibes, great stories, and just the right amount of magic. I'm your host, Jolly, and let's get started today. Well, let's remember Dr. Pat from last week, who reminded us exactly how long it took to earn that white coat. 30 years, six jobs, two kids, and a Beyonce concert, and at 56, she was Dr. Pat. Last we saw her, she had just tossed that cap and she had caught a reflection in a window in that white coat. Proud eyes, lip gloss popping, smile. And I think her words were, "It's about dang time." PG edited, of course. Well, now let's catch up with Dr. Pat, shall we? She is beginning her first shift. She is in the emergency department at Detroit General, known lovingly and slightly fearfully by locals as the DDG. Ooh, sounds like quite a hospital. A nurse pointed her to her station and said, "Dr. Pat, you're with room 7. Good luck." He's quite a character. Room 7 turned out to be Gene Watkins, a 72-year-old with a sprained ankle, a Bluetooth speaker, and a strong belief that drinking ginger ale cured everything. Dr. Pat entered the room with a confident smile and her stethoscope slung around her neck like a boss. Jean squinted. "Wait, you the real doctor?" She smiled. "Sure am, sugar, why?" "Well, dang, you look like you're supposed to be in a gospel choir, not poking at my bones." Without missing a beat, Dr. Pat replied, "And yet here I am, doctor by day, alto by divine appointment." Jean whizzed out a laugh. "All right then, Doc Langston, you can stay." As she examined his ankle, he launched into a full breakdown of his dating life, his disappointment with the modern R&B, and his theory that hospitals were colder now because they don't just use enough soul. Pat listened with the patience of a saint and the precision of a professional, all her doctor skills kicking in place. When she gave him his instructions, rest, elevate, and no ginger ale is not a treatment plan. He looked at her with a grin and said, "You're going to be my doctor from now on. You got good hands and good hair." Later that day, during the lunch break, which smelled vaguely like regret with someone's reheated fish, Pat sat quietly sipping tea from a best mom ever mug. She was tired. Her feet hurt. It had been quite the day. She had run from one room to another, and she still couldn't find the printer. But her heart, oh, her heart was so full it could have burst. She wasn't here to be perfect, and she knew that. She was here to be present and to be powerful and to be exactly the doctor that little Patrice in South Detroit had once dreamed of becoming. And before the day ended, she scribbled a note to herself to remind her after this most chaos filled day on the back of her patient log. Day 1. Nobody died. I made a man laugh so hard he forgot he was in pain. Now that's medicine, baby. You go, Dr. Pat. We can't wait to hear more about you in the future. And so now, how about some did you know? Graduation style. Well, graduation fashion itself is old school, like really old. Did you know the cap and gown tradition dates all the way back to the 1200s? That's right. Medieval scholars wore robes to stay warm in drafty buildings. Fashion tip: timeless layers never go out of style. And did you know your cap has a construction job? That square hat you're rocking, it's called a mortarboard, named after the flat board used by masons to hold mortar. Yep, you're literally wearing a future building accessory. And did you know that song, total classic? You definitely heard Pomp and Circumstance at every graduation ever, but did you know it's been used since 1905? Yale kicked off this trend to honor composer Edward Elgar, and it's been marching strong ever since. Tassel time, transformation time. Ever wonder why grads move their tassels from right to left? It's symbolic, marking the official switch from student to graduate. One small swoosh for man, one giant and woman, one giant leap for your diploma. And Hawaiian grads go full bloom. In Hawaii, grads are showered with flyer lace. Sometimes so many, the little lace, sometimes so many that you can't even see their faces. Talk about floral fabulous, right? And did you know the OG grad party was Greek? The ancient Greeks celebrated graduations with feast after mentorships. So technically, Plato might have hosted the very first grad dinner. Hope that had pita and hummus, eh? And did you know some schools go big? Some universities drop major cash on graduation day. Think confetti canyons, drone shows, and full-on pyrotechnics. Sorry, it's given Beyonce tour, but with diploma. Wow. Yeah, some have really, really blowout celebrations. Okay, and now I'm going to bypass our music and our movie segment today because I'd like to do a quick shout out to the graduates out there. And I'm going to take the time through the month of May to send out a few of these as the month goes on. I'd like to say this one I'm inspired by Lulu's To Serve with Love. One of my absolute favorite songs. Love the movie too with Sidney Poitier. So I kind of titled this To Light with Love. I'd like to say hello, graduates, or should I say, you trailblazers, magic makers, doctors, scientists, mic droppers in the making, because that's who we see when we look at you. This year, when you walk across the stage holding more, you walk across the stage holding more than just a diploma. Remember, you're carrying your stories, your late night hustle, your quiet doubt that turned into really loud courage. And if I may be so bold, a little glitter from every soul who ever believed in you, even when you forgot to. Now, I know lots of speeches come with big words and bigger promises, but I want to offer you something real, something soft and strong at the same time. I want to offer you light. Like the song says, how do you thank someone who has taken you from crayons to perfumes? Well, I say you thank them by becoming exactly who you are. You're honoring every teacher, parent, mentor, and friend, not just by remembering their lessons, but you're glowing so hard you become that lesson. And graduates, the world you're stepping into is messy and chaotic. It moves fast, scrolls even faster, and sometimes forgets what matters. But you have the power to pause it, to see beyond the noise, to listen when others only want to speak. Don't just keep up, stand out. Let your curiosity lead. Let your integrity guide. You are not here to blend in. You are here to begin. You are not just the future. You are the right now. And your voice matters. Your softness is not a weakness. Your creativity is not extra, it's essential. So as you toss those caps, do it with a little more swagger, a little more gratitude, and with a lot more love. And remember, when the noise of life gets loud and you don't know what to do, remember that song when she says, a friend who taught you right from wrong, weak from strong. Always do what's right. And you are strong. So today I'd say to you with love, to your journey, to your light, to every room you'll walk into and brighten without even trying. Congratulations, class of 2025. Go shine. All right. And now we have another part two with Duke and Daisy. If you'll remember last week, Duke and Daisy had graduated from the academy and they are about to get their first assignment. And here we go. The first assignment with Duke and Daisy is Mission Smile. The golden ribbons still clung from their collars, fluttering in the spring breeze as Duke and Daisy took their first official steps as certified service dogs. Side by side, they followed the gentle voice of Miss Harmony, a magical trainer who had guided them through many sits, stays, and tail-chasing misadventures. All right, graduates, she said, her eyes twinkling like morning dew. Your first mission, and it's a very special one. She led them to the bright sunshine bus that shimmered just a little more than it should have in the sunlight. There were no wheels, but clouds were beneath it. Hop on, she whispered. You're headed to meet a boy who hasn't smiled in 147 days. He's forgotten what joy feels like, and that's your job now, to remind him. And with that, puff, a gust of peppermint wind swirled them away. Boy who didn't smile. It was a quiet town where the wind hummed lullabies through the trees. A little boy named Leo, 6 years old, with bright eyes that had dimmed too early. Born with sensory challenges and a heart still healing from too many hospital stays, Leo often stayed curled in his blanket fort where the world was quiet and small. He didn't speak much, he didn't play much, and he definitely didn't smile much. That is, until two gentle paws peeked under his blanket flap. Sniff, snort, plop. Leo blinked. A soft, cute nose pressed against his knee. Then another, and then woof. Duke tried to fit his whole head under the blanket and knocked over a stack of books instead. Leo didn't laugh, but he did watch. Watched as Duke clumsily rolled over his own tail trying to impress him, and Daisy gracefully nudged a stuffy bunny closer, sitting perfectly still as if guarding a treasure. That night, Leo didn't sleep in his fort. He slept on the rug between them. The next day, something strange happened. As Duke performed his goofy ta-da spin and Daisy gently placed Leo's favorite toy on his lap, their colors glow a soft golden hue, not bright, just warm. Miss Harmony had told them, they remembered, when your service brings light to someone else, your magic will glow. And after a few days, Leo had spoken 4 words. And then he giggled, a real giggled, when Duke accidentally sat in a bowl of Jell-O. And then Leo had done something no one else expected. He whispered, "My friends," and smiled so wide his cheeks turned red. Well, mission complete. Miss Harmony reappeared that night in a moonbeam. "Well done," she said. She whispered, kneeling beside them. Leo was asleep, curled up with Daisy on one side and Duke snoring on the other. You brought him back a piece of light. You didn't just serve, you healed. And something changed with them. Their hearts felt even bigger. Their tails wagged slower, like they understood. But for now, under the stars, Duke and Daisy curled up, together, paws touching, Leo in the middle, and dreamed of all the smiles they had had over these weeks. The end. All right, beautiful, beautiful souls. That's a wrap on today's Sunny Days. Remember that kindness is contagious, joy is a choice, and a little bit of magic is hiding in the everyday if you're willing to look for it. Keep shining, keep smiling, and until next time, stay sunny, stay golden, and most importantly, stay you.